Okay, how did you get here? How did that occur? Some of you have heard this story before, so bear with me. You are members of the National Academic Talent Search Program, which began back in the early 70s with a professor named Dr. Julian Stanley, who was at the Center for Talented Youth at Johns Hopkins University, although CTY didn't exist at the time. He met a young man, not unlike you, named Ben, who was about 13 years old, and Ben was a breakfast eater. Ben loved mathematics, loved. I probably should put it in the past tense, I think he's still around. So Ben loves mathematics. As a 13-year-old, he had taken everything available to him at both the middle school and then at the high school, and he was starting to feel kind of bored. Does this sound familiar to a couple of you maybe? Started to feel a little bit not challenged. And he said, you know, Dr. Stanley, whom he happened to know personally, I was wondering if you thought I could take a class at the prestigious Johns Hopkins University. And Dr. Stanley said, gee, I don't know why not. You're a fantastic student, you're eating mathematics for breakfast, you seem to be doing really well and need more challenge. This seems like a really good idea. So Dr. Stanley went off to the Board of Trustees at Johns Hopkins and said, hey, you know, I have this 13-year-old whiz-bang who would love to take just an introductory level course here. He'll be a commuter, don't worry. What do you think? And they said, no. Absolutely not. There is no way this, yeah, and he was a little bit small too, there's no way this little guy could possibly handle the rigor that is demanded at Johns Hopkins University. It's not going to work. Sorry, Dr. Stanley. Try again next time. And he said, oh, this is too bad. What would it take for me to show you that Ben could handle this, that it's going to be okay, the rigor is going to be all right, he's not going to make a fool out of Johns Hopkins, this is a good idea. And they said, well, we happen to be affiliated with the Educational Testing Service, which, as you hopefully know, issues the SAT, and that is the admissions criteria for Johns Hopkins. So why don't we'll get this all straightened out. We'll have Ben go take the SAT, burn a little cash, and we'll just kind of sub this. And so Dr. Stanley said, okay. So we went back to Ben, and Ben said, hey, you want to take the SAT? And Ben said, okay. And so Ben walked off on a probably snowy, because that's most likely what you experienced, snowy winter morning on a Saturday. He sat down next to a lot of really big kids, many of whom were now sweating in their leather jackets because in walked little Ben, right? What is he doing in here? Is he really smart? What does this mean about us, right? So Ben satisfyingly took the SAT on his Saturday morning. He got his score report. He said, this seems all right. Dr. Stanley, does this look okay to you? I think I did okay. Dr. Stanley looked and he said, let me get back to you. And off Dr. Stanley went to the Board of Trustees and he said, so Ben, you were right. We got some things straightened out all right, because Ben just outscored the entire freshman class at Johns Hopkins University. He aced the SAT mathematics. What do you think? Could he maybe take a class here? And they're like, yes! Oh, there we go, scholar. We will finance all 4 years of your education. And the talent search was born. So this program is not about, I got an 800 on the SAT, right? It's about, although Ben probably felt that way that day, it is about access. It is about advocacy. It is about you having a tool to do something more. You deserve, kids, to learn something new every single day. And I get very emotional about it because I know a lot of you are not, and it's just not fair. Okay? That's what this program is about. It's about you having another tool, another feather in the cap, which is understandable to counselors because they speak ACT and SAT. And you can say, you know, I think I can handle this. I think I'm going to be all right. What do you got? Lay it on me. Okay? Not only is CAGT a tremendous resource, your families who are here are a tremendous resource. You are already, again, in the top 5%. Did you know that? That's a big deal. That is a tremendous accomplishment. You're in the top 5% nationally among the kids you're supposed to be being compared to. And then you went dancing off like Ben, and you took a test that is designed for students who are much older than you, that you are not supposed to do well on, and you annihilated the thing. It's why you're here. Okay? That's what this program is about, is saying, what's next? What is next for me to learn? What's the next challenge that I can take on? So that you don't just sort of sit back and get bored and try to find other things that might keep your amazing brains occupied. So congratulations again. We have about 150,000 15,000 students who participate each year in the Academic Talent Search Program, either through our 7 states, and the map is out in the foyer if you're curious about who is where, either through the Johns Hopkins Center for Talented Youth, Northwestern University Center for Talent Development, which is up outside of Chicago, or Duke University's Talent Identification Program. You are in very esteemed company, and again, I just am so blown away by your accomplishments. So again, congratulations.